Let's start the webinar. My name is Maria Bondarenko. I'm the co-owner of GP Solutions company and the product director of GP Travel Enterprise Solution. And I'm in travel industry for more than 15 years, so I have quite good understanding of how it works. And we have worked through several crises already, and we see that the approach that we suggest is indeed something that can give you effective results. So I will share with you these thoughts today. Today we will talk on the following topics. So the main thing I want to discuss with you is what is the travel company future? So what level of automation is becoming a standard for travel company and what you need to have in place in order to work effectively and be competitive on the market. For the details, we will look down into several approaches and several directions. The direction of automation of data management in your company, the topic of travel documents that you generate throughout communication with your clients and performing your business processes. Also, we will talk about communications with your partners and additional things, including analytics and making smart decisions on the information that you have on the situation on the market. So actually, about automation, it is coming more and more to different spheres of our life, and you see that we can't live without technologies at all anymore. The more advanced you are, the more efficient your work in the company is, because it allows to touch almost everything that we do, and whatever routine you have that you repeat 2 or 3 times, for example, there is the thought that, okay, it might be automated. And the system can take care about many things on which your staff perhaps currently spends time, and thus you spend money on salaries for these employees. But if you get these processes and this data automated, then you will either save money or you may continue paying the salaries for these people, but they can do something additional for your business. So in any case, you will win on installing these automated things. For the automation, there are 4 major types that you can consider. The first thing is marketing and e-commerce. At this point, your main focus of attention is acquiring new clients and organizing sales for them. How you can perform this more effectively if you have automation? First of all, you can keep the data about your clients and your potential clients centralized, and you can give them as much information automatically as possible. For example, information on your products on your website for their self-service and accepting the reservations from them. So this approach gives the possibility of 24 hours self-service without your involvement at all. And this is a really great way of automation for your company. The next thing you need to take care about is business processes automation. So, for example, you have routine work when your clients come to you and make reservations, and then you need to generate invoices for them, and then, for example, your manager informs the accounting about this invoice and does something additionally. All of this can be automated, so you save on reducing this manual work. The next is robotic processes automation. So whatever technical things are being done, like copying and pasting data. For example, you take description of one product and put it into proposal, and then you take the description of the product and make it voucher. And again, these things can be put to the database, and uploading from there automatically and without personal involvement at all. And inventory management is also a thing where you can handle the products centralized and then get the answer whether you have this product in allotment or not, and actually what products you sell and what are the conditions. So all of these can be automated for your convenience. And actually, there are a few reasons why it is really important today. The first one is adapting to market demand. So actually, right now, it becomes standard that all your products should be available on your website and should be available for immediate confirmation. So the clients no longer have time to wait for the proposals, to spend days to ask what you can propose. The market demands immediate decisions, and technology allows to do that. The second challenge is reducing the labor cost, especially right now when indeed there is a situation quite tough with finance and with bookings. As less you spend on your daily activities, the more you earn. So this should be taken into the very, very important position for you to optimize whatever could be optimized. And also this relates to optimization of workforce allocation. So when you have people working in your company, they should be doing what indeed makes sense to do, but not doing something that can be done without their involvement. And actually, these things also increase employee satisfaction because they do not repeat the same thing every day, but rather they can be more active and they can create new products, they can sign new contracts, they can negotiate some new challenges for your company, but do not spend time on just accepting calls and making proposals that is quite technical and can be devoted for the system. And also with the automation, you can have more strong relationships with your partners because your partners will know that they always have access to immediate information and that everything is transparent in communications with you. And also you may deliver very good customer experience. So the more personal approach and personal attention the customer gets, and the more beautiful and easy to use proposals received from you, and maybe some notifications, some reminders, and so on, the more they value the cooperation with you. And as example, I wanted to show some figures and just compare two ways of processes, how it can be done within the company and how much you can save or earn on optimization of these processes. So, for example, there are some managers in the company, and let's assume you don't have automation right now, and you just get some Excel files with prices from suppliers with whom you work, and you receive bookings via emails. Then based on this email, your manager calculates the proposal for the client and makes agreement with him and then gets payment. And at the end of the day, the manager should inform the accounting about the new deal and also fill in some summary statistics file that will be further presented for the manager. Even if such booking takes half an hour, for example, from the manager, you will spend for 100 bookings 50 hours. But if we automate all these processes, and how we can automate them? First of all, we can keep the database of prices inside the system or inside some automatic solution. And it will be entered price once, and afterwards the access can be given directly for the partners, and they can make bookings by themselves. So without involvement of your managers, and only few percentage of bookings may require the personal attention. And after the booking is made, information about this booking can be automatically transferred to the accounting system. So again, we save on this level. We don't need to spend time and manual work to inform accounting about the amount that was booked. And also for the management, for the top management of the company, there is no need to prepare a separate report because all the data is inside the system and the management can always just go to it and view actual data. And in this case, we will spend a bit more time on preparation stage because we will need to process these initial Excel files with the prices and upload them to the system in order to run all this process. Okay, let's assume that we have spent 8 hours on these activities. But afterwards, we spent very few time on managing the reservations and keeping the daily routine. And so in total, for the whole process, we may spend just 9 hours, a bit more than 9 hours. So you see, it is 5 times more effective to have this automation. Okay, the numbers are approximate. It was just made for the example. You can assume what might be in your case based on the quantity of reservations you have and the time you spend on the bookings right now. Okay, now let's see these in more details based on each topic. So the first topic is automation of data management for the company. By this topic, we mean the important thing. So all data that is required for your business ideally should be stored centralized. In this case, you avoid different lists of contacts with suppliers or different files with product descriptions or product prices or allotments, whatever else. You do not spend multiple times on filling in product description on the website and within the Excel proposal for your client and so on and so forth. So this is the first idea and the first suggestion for your automation. So just think about what data you use for the business and upload it to the central storage. And our solution allows to do that. So within the system, you can keep information on all suppliers with whom you work, on all clients with whom you work, on all reservations, on all products, and so on. I will switch to the system right now to show a bit how this works and where you can access these details. So actually, this is the backend of our solution, OTP Travel Enterprise, and it is available for the users after sign in. So you see I have just signed in as Hans Müller, and every user has secure access to the information that is allowed for him. But after having this tool, you have ability to keep everything centralized. For example, you work with 3 categories of clients who are agencies via whom you distribute your products, who are corporate clients, and who are private clients. And you keep everything about them here. So let's see how this works. For the agencies and distributors, this is the list where all your clients are allocated. For each client, you specify the allocation, contact details, who is the main contact person, and all the information that you need for communication with them. Within this list, you also create the data on persons with whom you work from this company. And you keep the details on the contract that you have with this company, including, if necessary, the contract number and the validity date, and also the manager who is responsible for this company, and all other details. You can keep the same information on the other things with which you deal for your business. For example, suppliers. Okay, it can be different suppliers. Some of them can be those with whom you actively work and with whom you have active products. And you fill in the database of these suppliers so that you will be able to create products from them. But also you might use some suppliers from time to time and just call them on demand if you need some product somewhere. But in any case, we recommend to fill in all these contacts inside here because you will just know that you can easily find the corresponding company when you need to request some specific data from them. And within the configuration of the suppliers, you can also specify their details, so the contact person with whom you work, and some legal details on the company, so that you immediately know this information if you need to communicate legally. But also, what's good, you can fill in some comments on cooperation with this company, so that you have this data and you know what is the key strong aspects of this supplier, and when you recommend everybody to connect this or that supplier. I mean, everybody from your company. If you have multiple managers, this also gives possibility to easily transfer information between different managers. So they know that they can sign into one system and have everything in place. The same relates to the products. So if you deal with some different products, for example, if you want to propose some excursions inside your region, or if you have contracts with the hotels, keep the data inside. And thus you will always know what you propose, and you will have the details, the prices, and so on centralized. Uh, the next thing, and the next important part of automation is auto generation of the documentation. Actually, according to what we know, it usually takes quite a long time and a lot of efforts to generate different documents throughout the process. What documents they can be? First of all, it can be product descriptions. So, for example, you have some activity like hiking tour in mountains, and you want to share the description of this product with your potential client. It makes sense to generate it and just transfer automatically from the system, but do not describe every time you get the request for this product. Then quotations. When somebody asks, for example, we need the city tour for 2 people from this to that period. And you calculate the price for this either individual request or for this group, and send the quotation for confirmation. Again, you can do it manually in MS Word and spend time on making this quotation. Alternatively, you can click one button from the system and get the quotation automatically. The same relates to invoices that you generate for the payment for the bookings, vouchers that are given to travelers after the booking is made, and in order to be allowed to accommodate or to consume some service. Also travel itineraries and different reports. So all of this can be automated, and once you have followed the first advice to have all the data in one single place, the system can generate for you whatever documents you require afterwards based on this single base. So this is the example of such documents. So it can be itinerary when the client has the flight, when he checks into the hotel, and so on. So it's like the day-to-day plan. It can be invoice for the same reservation, but with different information in the focus, focusing on prices. It can be voucher. Um, and you don't need to spend any additional time on making these documents. All of these can be made by the system. Let's have a look within the system how this process may work. So let's assume that we have the request to find out the hotel in London for one night for 2 people. And you need to make the proposal for the client. So he, for some reason, he decides not to do it automatically, but asks your manager to prepare this proposal, and what your manager can do it effectively. So he goes to his screen, to his back office, and finds what is available in London for these dates. And in this example, I have found 352 different offers from different suppliers. So these are the hotels that are being proposed for this period. Now, okay, it's too much for us, but we know the client, and for example, we know that the client likes luxury business, so he's potentially interested in five-star hotels, and for example, the client wants the offers with the free cancellation. So this is important for the client. And you know that in your database, you have just one product that fits the client's request, and you see that, oh, okay, it's quite good product at good price, and it also has the discount, and you will make the proposal for this hotel for your client. And within this product, you also have two different room types. Well, you don't know which one will be more interesting for your client, so you may decide to select both of them and ask your client to decide. And immediately from this screen, you click the button to get the proposal. Actually, you can get the proposal either in the form of PDF, if you don't want to add any additional text to it and just send it as it is for your client, or you can generate it in the editable mode in Excel or in MS Word formats for further manual edit before you send this proposal for the client. And after the generation, you get the document that is pretty well designed and that contains all the necessary information based on which your client can make a decision. So that's the proposal for the hotel. Actually, what concerns the design of the proposals, it can be customized. So this is something that we deliver as the default version, but you can customize it according to your look and feel and your business style. Okay, in different companies, different approach usually is being used, so the system allows to do that for you. So that's what related to the proposal process if you follow this step. Once the reservations are being made, there is a huge time saving on ability to generate the documents for the reservations. So let's see the example. You have the reservation of some hotel, and what kind of documents you might need to provide for your client. First of all, usually it is voucher. And in this case, you don't need to do anything manually. So just click the button to get voucher and it is there. So the document is being provided and you can just give it for your client. Maybe you need to generate invoice. Okay, so you generate invoice from this reservation, and again, the document is being generated automatically, and your client just prints it and goes to the bank to pay it for the specified bank details, and so on and so forth. So it is very good and convenient when the system can do this for you, and it also assures that there will be no mistakes, because there is some manual factor when somebody types the same data multiple times manually, and there can be some mistake or misspelling, and it will look not very professional. But in this case, the system takes care about all of this. The next topic for the automation is the automation of communication with your partners, again using the same single solution. So not only your staff can use this system, but it can be put online for the website. The private cabinet for your agents and corporate clients can be provided. The extranet for suppliers can be provided. And it's possible to connect with other different systems technically to either upload information, for example, about hotel prices, or extract information, for example, about your bookings to some other solutions of your partners, or to give the ability to session book for your partners. How this can work? What concerns the website, it can be a different one, and it can be linked with your back office. How this means and what this means. Within the system, you keep information on all the products, or you connect some products online from the suppliers. You configure the sales rules. For example, for every product, you want to set some markup. Okay, so in this case, it's 0, let it put 10%. This is the preliminary work you need to do. After that, the website is being connected to this back office, and the products appear on the website for online sales. And right now, yeah, let's assume that this is your domain. So the website can be linked with your website and can be customized for your branding as well. So it will look like your professional travel website. And now the traveler goes to the internet, goes to your website, types the location where he wants to go, and immediately gets offers from your system. And this is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without your involvement at all. If the client wants to see prices in other currencies, okay, it's possible to change. And again, this is being done automatically because with the technology, we can be integrated with a bank and we can get the currency exchange rates from the bank. So again, this situation does not require any manual efforts at all. After selecting certain hotel, the booking can also be made automatically on the website, and thus the whole process goes through automation. The same situation is with suppliers. For example, you have multiple excursions provided by certain suppliers, by some companies like Eurotravel, I Need Tours, and so on. And there are two approaches how you can work with these products. The first one is you can contact the supplier via email or phone or whatever else, get the prices from them, and then ask your staff to go to the system and manually specify the prices inside here for the whole year or for the certain period for this excursion. Or alternatively, you can give access for the suppliers to the system, and it can be just easily done. So you go to the supplier profile, you create the user within this profile. Well, actually, I don't remember the password, so I need to change it currently. Okay, so that's the user from the supplier. And then the supplier can sign in to the system and handle prices by himself. Just a moment. Okay, yeah. So right now I have signed into the same back office, but within the extranet for supplier. And you see the supplier has less menu items because he's allowed only to change his profile, to configure his own products, and to view reservations of his own products. And in this case, this supplier has two properties, and he can view details on the property, he can set additional availability on the property, and he can view how the booking is going or add some special offers or promotions. So you can give self-access to supplier, and he will not bother you with some questions about how the sales process is going, because the supplier will see it by himself. So this streamlines communications with the parties involved and saves a lot of time for your staff. Right now, I will come back to the director role of the tour operator company, and we can talk on the next topic. So the next topic is smart notifications and automatic control that can also be done with the help of the system. It is a really great mechanism not to forget anything. So the most often situations in travel are the following. Somebody is making a booking but wants to pay later. Since the cancellation fees occur, for example, in a month, so you can give this opportunity. But who will control that the client is really paying on time? Should your staff think about this situation, or can this be delegated to the system? Actually, it can. So how this works? When the booking is created, the system can control that the booking is either paid or not paid. For example, let's take some booking from the system. Okay, yeah, good examples. The upper one and the next one. So in this booking, we have information that the client price is 219 euros, and this sign is meaning that this booking is paid. For example, the client has paid with the credit card immediately at the moment of booking. And there is no need of additional control of this reservation, because you are safe on that time. But this booking, for example, is being made, but it is not yet invoiced and not yet paid. And this means that when cancellation fees occur from supplier, you either need to cancel this booking before it, if the client does not pay for you, or you need to get the payment from the client, and then you will be safe that you will not lose money. And the system can control this situation automatically. First of all, it can send reminders for your client: please pay for this booking, otherwise it will be cancelled. And these reminders can be sent multiple times before the cancellation deadline. For example, a week before, 2 days before, and the day before the booking should be cancelled because it is not paid on time. And the second situation is that system can automatically cancel this booking if it's not paid. So you see, this fully does not require involvement of manager at all. So you just can relax on that, and you know that you can rely on the system because it will take care about all these things. The second situation where the system can help you is mass mailing. For what situations it can be useful? For example, there is some change either in the flight time or in the product that you have sold. How to inform your clients about the situation? Quite easily. So you go to the filter of reservations, and you apply the corresponding parameters to find out the product. So for example, you can do it by service name. Let's assume that within the Marble Arch Hotel, there are some changes, and you need to inform clients of upcoming bookings for this hotel. So you select this, then you click the check boxes nearby reservations for whom you want to send this mass mailing. And you can actually also use the checkbox above to select everything and select the mass mail icon. And for the recipients, you select for whom you want to send this mass mail, either for clients or maybe for suppliers. In our scenario, it was the email for clients. You specify the subject, please be informed about some changes. You see that the system has automatically taken the emails of these clients from their profiles, so you don't need to search for them and to copy manually into your mailbox. So you have all this information immediately in place. The system also has prepared the template of the email for you with the signature of the person from whom it will be sent, and you can choose either to send this email from the person or from the company. So you can have the company details in the signature, and you just type the email: hello, we want to inform you, and so on, and send this email. So you see, again, everything is in one platform, and your activity is as quick as possible. Just select the corresponding products based on filter and do mass mailing. So this also saves great time for you through the automation. Uh, the next topic about which makes sense to take care about is definitely the smart decisions. Whether you are doing business in the most optimal way, or maybe there are some domains or some directions that you may take care about, and what are the most profitable clients and suppliers for you, and with whom to agree on some specific prices and so on and so forth. So all this can also be delegated for the system through two mechanisms, the mechanism of reports and mechanism of dashboards. Actually, they are quite similar, but they give you different capabilities. By dashboards, we mean some predefined slices of statistics that can be immediately reached when you sign in the system. So if you have them pre-configured, it is extremely quick. So you just go to the login page and you immediately get the most important statistics for you. So this is the default configuration of these dashboards, but if you want something specific, this can also be customized for you upon the request. And so the main goal is to think about what are the key performance indicators that are important for your business, and ask them having configured. Uh, and so you have this information in very quick time. You don't need to do anything, you immediately have it. In this example, we have prepared the statistics based on the sales during this year, so starting from the beginning of the year. And being the director of the company, I can immediately see how many reservations I have from the beginning of the year, how I'm doing from month to month, and also the comparison with the past year. So this is the current year statistics and this is the last year statistics. So is it more or less the same, or this year is better, or previous year is better, and what steps I can do towards improving the situation, or maybe I don't need to do anything because the sales are good enough this year at all. Also, I can view the information, who are my top clients during this period, and who are the top agents, and some other information as well. The second approach is reports. It usually gives much more information, but it takes some time to generate. So within the reports, it's possible to pre-configure different statistics. And for example, you might be interested in look to book statistics. So you may have this pre-configured report, and let's have a look at it. And let's see during the past months how many searches we had on different products and how many bookings, and what conclusions can be made based on these statistics that we have in the system. So actually, while we are waiting for the generation, I suppose there is quite a lot of data in this demo account. We can think how it can be recognized. So, for example, we see that for the flight in charter, we have 98 searches and almost 25% of bookings. This means that yeah, it's quite good statistics, because almost every search is completed with the booking. So we may conclude that your products are good, and the clients really find what they need within your system. On the other hand, for the accommodation, we have a very low booking percentage. So we had a lot of accommodation searches, but just few bookings. And this means that something is wrong with this product. Either your prices are not very competitive, or there are some other reasons why the clients do not book, although there are a lot of searches. And you may view more statistics in more details in this case, for example, based on the countries and cities. So maybe you have a lot of searches in the locations where you don't have the products that match your clients' expectations, and you may work towards this direction to provide the product your client would buy more often and more effectively. Or alternatively, you may see some other statistics that, for example, you have launched the car rental service, but even nobody searches this service. Then it will give you another hint that, okay, I don't have rental bookings because this product is not demanded with my clients, and perhaps I should not take steps towards some enhancement of this product, if it's not in the great demand, I'd better work with the accommodation. So that's the example how you can interpret the analytics that can be provided for you by the system. And what is important in the whole this situation, that I did not spend any manual work to get this report. It is a part of automatic process. So all the clients are there in the database, all the suppliers are there in the database, all the self-operated products are there, and all the reservations are available in the centralized storage. That's all what you need for the system to give you any reports that you need for making decisions. And actually, this is the main thing I wanted to pay attention today, that allows you to dramatically cut costs on the daily routine. So no more manual work on doing something that can be done automatically by the system. Just some preparation time to fill in the products and accounts and persons in advance, and then enjoy getting everything automatically afterwards. Oh, well, so this is what I wanted to talk about today. Actually, we hold the series of webinars, and on each of them, we point attention to different aspects of travel business. And today's topic was about cutting down costs, and that are the suggestions for you to think about and to introduce in your companies to be as effective as possible. Thanks for your attention, and now maybe you have some questions, and we can discuss this. Okay, so I'm ready to answer. Uh, if you get any questions afterwards, or if you would like to discuss in more details the specifics of your business and how the system and automation can help for your business to be effective and to reach some additional effectiveness, yeah, we can contact directly after the webinar or during the upcoming days. Okay, I've got one question about integration of flights. Do we integrate them through NDC, or how? For NDC, we have technological integration with this protocol, with this API, but it is being configured for each airline individually. And in order to launch this integration, you need to have contract with your airline on NDC access. So if you have it, we will be able to configure the NDC connection to this airline. If you don't, then we recommend to talk with this airline, or alternatively, we also have integrations via all GDSs. So it's possible to integrate via GDS Amadeus or integrate with GDS Sabre, so that all flights are shown together, and they can be also booked directly from the website. And also we are integrated with consolidators. So actually, there is a good choice of the suppliers with whom you can work. So it can be either GDSs or direct connection via NDC or consolidators, depending on whether you have either accreditation or not have, and depending on what API access you have to the suppliers. This is the example. It just took a few seconds, and we have received flight offers. There are quite a lot of them, and actually, even what is more interesting, that we have ability to connect with multiple sources of flights, and actually of other products as well. So we can connect at the same time with few GDSs and with NDC directly, and combine results together. So you may have some airlines via NDC, some other via GDS, but for your clients, there will be no difference together. Uh, does anybody else has any question? Okay, it looks no for today. So thank you very much for today's attention. I hope some of the thoughts I have shared with you and the information was useful. And For whatever questions, please contact our sales email or directly with my colleagues. And wish you great day and a lot of success with your business. It looks like the travel will recover soon and the people will start traveling first within inbound and later on internationally. So we still have some time to prepare for that period and then let's be as effective as possible when there will be huge demand on travel after this period. Thank you and goodbye.